We'll sneak in one more joke. What do you call a man who spent all summer at the beach? A tangent. And you can probably guess why I picked that for the last part of our notes, which is on tangents. So you can use a tangent ratio to find an unknown leg if you know the angle and the opposite leg. If you know the hypotenuse, tangent's not your trig ratio. Okay, you want to use something else. But if it's just leg and leg, tangent's the one you want to use. So first of all, how do we do this? Well, we find the missing legs of triangles using tangent. And the first thing we want to do is make sure that your calculator is in degrees, not radians. So how do we do that? Well, basically, if you turn your calculator on and it's been reset and you hit mode, like we did here, I'll get mode, you can see right there that that says radian, okay? We want to be in degrees, so I'm going to arrow down and over, hit enter, and then you can hit clear. So we'll check it by hitting mode again, and you can see that it's still in degrees. So that's how you set your calculator in degree mode. So, and your calculator, by the way, defaults to radians. So it's very important that you remember to change that, especially if it's been memory cleared. Highlight the known sides. Is it opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse? Highlight the unknown side in a different color. Is it opposite or adjacent? And then what we're going to do is set up an equation where one side is the tangent of the angle and the other is ratio. So it's going to be tan of angle with parentheses on it equals opposite leg over adjacent leg. And one of those will probably be an X or a Y or something. Then solve for the unknown. You can put a 1 under the tangent value to make it easier and cross multiply. Use the calculator to find your approximate answer if necessary. So in this example, since I know you don't have a calculator, I went ahead and put tangent of 55 degrees in, and it's about 1.43. It's rare you're going to get beautiful exact answers for tangent and sine and cosine. Most of the times, they're going to be these big, long decimals that go on forever. Okay, so we want to find NL, which I've labeled with X right here. And I don't know my hypotenuse, but that is my hypotenuse. I'm not going to use it. I am going to look for the opposite leg to the 55 degrees, and I know the adjacent leg, which is 8. So tangent of 55 equals X over 8, opposite over adjacent. Put a 1 underneath, and so I can cross multiply, so X times 1 equals 8 times tangent of 55. Well, you can just take the calculator and say, okay, what's tangent of 55, and multiply that by 8. Normally, you can just substitute this in exactly the way it is, 8 tan 55. It's a good idea to close the parentheses right here and don't just assume it's good. So in this answer, this example, we get about 11.44 centimeters is our answer. For the next example, we're trying to find ST to the 10th value. And here's my angle, it's 70 degrees, and I looked up the tangent for you already, it's 2.75. So here's the hypotenuse, there's my angle, there's the opposite. You see how that leg is not touching that angle? That helps you know it's the opposite. Here's my adjacent leg, that's the one I'm looking for, ST. So tangent of the angle equals the opposite leg over the adjacent leg. Put a 1 underneath, cross multiply, and this time it's a little messier because you can see I have X times tangent of 70 is 25. Well, X is being multiplied by tangent of 70, and I don't like that. How do I undo multiplication? I divide by it. So I'm going to divide by tangent of 70 on both sides, which means in this case, normally you just put this in your calculator and you'd be done. Since you may not have one, you'll go 25 divided by 2.75, which is about 9.1. So for further reflection, how can you tell which side is the hypotenuse? How do you know which leg is opposite and which leg is adjacent? Which side is not used for tangent? And how to use a tangent ratio to find missing legs?